Okay, listen, you are not going to believe what happened to me last night. It was insane. This is my first month living in London, right? So I wanted to live it to the fullest. I stayed out way too late, like stupid late, drinking with a couple of friends at the club. On my way back home, I ended up at Whitechapel Station trying to catch the last tube. The place was completely empty, which was already super creepy. You know how I get when it's quiet like that? I was freaking out a little, but I just wanted to get home, you know? Anyway, the train finally shows up, and when I get on, it's totally empty. Not a single person in there. I thought, great, an empty tube. But something about it felt weird. I don't know. I sat down near the door, trying not to psych myself out, and stared out the window. I just wanted to get home. Then, two stops later, the doors open and three people walk in. It's two guys holding up this girl, one on each side, like she can't even stand. I'm sitting there thinking, she's probably drunk out of her mind, right? They sit down directly across from me, and the girl, she's just out of it. Like, her head's hanging and she's not moving at all. But the guys, oh my God, they're all over her, like touching her arms and shoulders and stuff. I thought it was gross, but, none of my business. Then, at the next stop, this old homeless guy gets on. I swear he smelled so bad I nearly gagged. He sits right next to me, and I'm like, perfect, just what I needed. But I'm still trying to ignore him because the other situation across from me is seriously starting to get to me. And then I see it. The guys start kissing her. At first, I'm like, okay, super inappropriate public makeout session, but whatever. But then it gets worse. They're like full on groping her, and she's not even reacting, just sitting there like a rag doll. I start freaking out inside, thinking, what is going on? It's so bad I want to look away, but I can't stop watching. One of the guys looks right at me while he's kissing her, and when I say he looked, I mean he stared right into my soul. The other one notices too, and now they're both just staring at me like, enjoying that I'm watching. It was disgusting. My heart was racing, and I swear I was ready to bolt the second the doors opened. The train starts slowing down for the next stop, and just when the door opened, the homeless guy next to me grabs my arm. I freaked out, like full on scream, let go of me, because who knows what was on his mind. He doesn't let go though. He just pulls me off the train as the doors shut behind us. I'm still screaming, get off me, because I'm totally convinced this guy's harassing me or trying to rob me or something. But once we're off the train, he lets go. I'm crying, yelling at him, telling him to back off. And then he's like, calm down, I had to get you out of there. And I'm standing there, completely confused, like, what is this guy talking about? So I ask him, what do you mean? Why would you pull me off the train? And he looks at me, dead serious, and says, they were going to do the same thing to you. At this point, I'm freaking out, shaking, barely holding it together. I'm like, what? No, I wasn't going to go near them. And then he just stares at me for a second before saying, didn't you notice? The girl was dead. I swear, I thought I misheard him. Dead? What? I couldn't believe it, so I just stood there staring at him like an idiot. But then it hit me, how she hadn't moved the whole time, how she just let them touch her and didn't react at all. And oh my God, the way her head hung there, like, limp. She was dead. The whole time, I felt like I was gonna puke. The old guy just nods like he's seen it all before and says, I had to get you out of there. They were gonna do the same thing to you. I couldn't even speak. I just sat down on the platform, shaking. I should have noticed, but I didn't. The train had already left by then, and I realized how close I'd been to something seriously messed up. And the worst part? If that guy hadn't pulled me off, I don't even want to think about what could have happened, Ed. You won't believe it, but when I look back to say, thanks at least, the homeless guy was gone. I swear to God he vanished into thin air, nowhere to be found. I've got mesmerized by this, honestly. Was he real? Was he an angel or something? I don't know, this was the craziest night I ever had to this day. So massive shout out to Mr. Homeless Guy. Wherever you are, thanks I guess.